All right. Whenever you're ready. Hi, this is Glen Sutphin, host of Get the News Straight, along with my co-host here, a man called Chris Dorsey. We covered the Trump wrestling match outside the Coliseum because I wasn't allowed as press inside the Coliseum because my rights don't matter in this city. And I've got proof of that, more than enough proof of that on my blog, more than enough proof of that, especially when I was talking to the chief of police, and he was standing there and they bum rushed me and ordered me basically onto the property and then off of the property. And all I was doing was trying to get Chris to go into their little mosh pit area, their free speech area, their staged event area. We can't say this enough, people. We've warned you. We told you. We are under war. Martial law has been going on for 20 years now. Watch the live feed. You will see what I say. I laid it out as we were going through it to the police's face, telling them this was martial law. Yes, it's all on the live feed. Now,
well, yeah, like Glenn said, it was a complete martial law lockdown situation. All the politicians are crooked. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, they are
bed buddies.
Distant cousins, bed buddies, donate millions of dollars to one another, work together for years and years and years, and including now. And I just want to say to anyone, if you're still ignorant enough to think that Donald Trump is good for anyone, or is someone who's going to stand up against the system, or as they put it on InfoWars Live, while we were being chased out of the property of the Richmond Coliseum for simply showing our press passes and videotaping. And in my case, and I guess in Glenn's case as well, I'll only speak for me, but for just who I was, we were getting chased out, and there were two crisis actors for InfoWars. We've got videos of them up on it's RVA for Peace and
Nelga at YouTube.
Nelga at YouTube, but they're the biker guys that were saying, oh well, the Bilderberg meeting's going on, and Donald Trump's not part of the shadow government, and this and that and the other thing. Man, Donald Trump is a reality TV actor. He's a professional wrestler. This stuff goes way above his head. So what we're saying is that
it's all a show, folks.
It's all a show.
Vince McMahon would have staged a better production of what went on in Richmond. Richmond needs to hire better writers for their scripted riots, their scripted march the rioters out into the streets and say, they took over the streets.
Let's focus on that for a minute. Let's focus on the fact that, we walked in, we ran into, and this is all on video, I think it was Tom White, but I'm not absolutely sure. We saw associates of ours, militia associates. They're not really a part of the militia anymore, but we saw Brandon Howard, who's the president of the Hopewell Republican Party.
He avoided me.
Well, he scurried in the door through which there was the ultimate secret, allegedly, according to the news and everyone else, the ultimate Secret Service security apparatus with the magnometers or the whatever they call the wands. I'm sure I mispronounced it, or I'm presuming I did. So he just walks in, but again, as soon as we show up, that's when
we don't like
that's when the Virginia State Capitol Police and the Virginia Police start surrounding us. Yeah, with guns. We're obviously surrounded on a larger level by all the Richmond City, Federal, FBI, Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security, VCU Police. Am I missing anyone else?
All of them were there. I had more cops protecting me to order me out than I had in my front yard when my friend was murdered. Mm-hmm. I had more cops on me for filming in public as a press. They don't know me. I'm wearing this shirt. They don't know me. How do you not know who the fuck I am? Okay? I am fucking legit press. Dave Martin with his made-up press pass that he printed out and he said on Facebook, I printed this out myself. I have an agency behind me, and I can't do shit in this fucking country.
Well,
I'm tired of it.
The thing is, obviously, this is a 100% controlled psyop from beginning to end.
Definitely. Okay. Anybody that doesn't think that or believe that.
Okay, when I was attempting to escape away from after telling Steve Drew, confronting him about abducting me, that was the year anniversary of my abduction, my latest abduction by the police and the Department of Homeland Security. They held my gun for
41.
No, they held my camera for 45 days, and they held my gun for I would say like it was closer to 3 months, I think. But it was
a while.
It was a very long time.
I don't know. It's on my.
It's all on video. It's all on video.
On my blog.
It's all on video again. So when folks like maybe talk a little bit, more rehearsed than I am, or a little bit more polished. Basically, they don't have any proof of what they're saying. When we say, okay, Phil Relato is a Fed and he's a cop, then we have video of him embracing the police
hugging them, walking where I'm not allowed as press.
Okay, and while this is happening, right before all the stuff goes down, he pats him on the back. This guy is allegedly the opponent. He's allegedly a communist. But he's the one that gave the largest estimate of the crowd inside the Richmond Coliseum.
Was it him or Mark Holmberg?
Well, Relato said that the Coliseum was half full. So half full. So that would mean between 5,000 and 7,000 people is half full of the Coliseum, depending on the setup of the Coliseum.
They say it's
12,000 for basketball and 13,000 for concerts.
Anyway, there weren't that many people there. So
there was probably 2,000 to 3,000 is what my guess was.
Yeah, we don't know. We weren't allowed in the building.
But again, this is just from.
And I'm never allowed back on the property. That one I'm going to take care of with the chief of police that I had.
In any event, let's explain that too, because when we were attempting to get in, we were waiting outside, and while we were waiting, we kept getting surrounded by more and more police from different jurisdictions and units, and wearing different uniforms, all with their hands on their guns. And basically, we're just stating that we're with the press, show our credentials, and then I start backing up to show that we're surrounded, and I keep repeating over and over again with the camera that I'm using. We are surrounded. I'm showing you that we're surrounded. Then several people come in and out talking to the guys who are trying to get rid of us or not let us in. And then a woman comes out, and she
supposedly from Trump's.
Okay, she's allegedly from the Trump campaign.
Supposedly the Trump campaign person. I don't know. I wasn't even allowed to get any information.
We have no idea. I asked her what her name was as she was charging at me with her hand out, reaching for my camera. So as soon as I asked for what her name was, obviously, this is all on video. She said, "Get him out of here." And get him out of here, I don't know what that means, whether they're going to, take us to Guantanamo Bay.
No, I know what it meant. It meant get us off the damn property.
Get us off the property.
And they don't want us there. It does say on the ticket they can deny anybody, but when they deny press. Right. Of course, well, you can't really say anything because now, the Washington Post is not allowed to. So I'm in good company.
We preceded the Washington Post
from
being banned Richmond, from the Trump rally.
Get the news straight, people.
Let's go, and we're following out. We're going outside of the barricade because when we were told to leave, we were followed the whole time. We were stalked with folks brandishing their weapons at us.
I had a whole platoon following me, so
they're brandishing their weapons, and we can't even get out because we are barricaded in. So we're barricaded in. And then there's another level of barricades that we come across, and I had lost Glenn at this point because
they separated us.
They separated us, and I just made a beeline, and I kept straight.
That is the reason I went straight to Steve Drew, who is the deputy chief of police. Now you would think
on the abduction.
Now you would think that the deputy chief of police could stop his guys from doing anything. Just say, hold on a minute. He doesn't want to. He avoids me. Oh, he knows who I am.
He wants
I've been
Glenn,
after this man for
Glenn,
9 years.
Imagine what that piece of trash, Steve Drew. Imagine what that piece
Doesn't
of
matter.
filth wants to do to you and has attempted to do to me. So, okay, and that includes everything. That includes everything. So we get out and we run into another one of our old friends. For those who are familiar with the different units we've been attempted to be killed by, abducted by, threatened by, stalked by, etc. And that's the Richmond Police Canine Unit, who is directing, literally, and it's funny because it's the Canine Unit directing with Chris Thomas, who is a NBC News reporter, along with the live feed from Russia Today. We are being led into the pen, which is the staging area for the alleged riot that was going to take place later, and it was completely staged. No one was doing anything until the agent provocateurs came up from the Richmond Struggle Initiative, whatever they're calling themselves now. Go Gatsby, FBI informant. Nate Stickle, FBI informant.
Nate Stickle wasn't there.
He's part of that crew.
Yeah,
he's part of the crew, but separate that.
I understand, but he wasn't at that event.
Well, his face came up on the Facebook page.
He commented on
Bill Nelson. All these informants are associated with this group. Gunther, the red-haired Davis, I think is his last name, but it might not be Gunther Davis. But the red-headed stepchild, he's the one that was struggling with the police and then punched the police and then didn't get arrested. And but while this was okay, so nothing was happening until the Red Brigade, as Glenn puts it, and this is what they are. They are the agent provocateurs, and it's been this way for however long. So if you look at the wingnuts,
you look at Red Terror from Russia, that is what they're emulating. The Red Terror in Russia is the Red Brigade here.
Okay.
It's the same communist movement.
It's a communist movement. If we follow it back,
anarcho-communist, which I am not.
Okay, they say they're communists, or Phil Relato is known as a Trotskyite. And again, these are Jew-led movements again, and they are accusing Donald Trump of being a Nazi, which they're correct, because we all know that the Nazis formed the state of Israel, that the Jewish Palestine was formed by the Nazis. So again, Donald Trump is not someone who forwards white power. Not that there's anything like white power, because I'm not white, and I don't know anybody else is. I'm more of a peach, I guess. But what I'm saying is all power comes from goodness alone. Goodness alone is what's the generator of all power. So no one's forwarding a quote-unquote nativist agenda as far as Donald Trump goes, because Donald Trump is in the pocket of the Jews. He's in the pocket, just like everyone else, of the Israelis. He'll drop to his knees before Vladimir Putin, the Jew, and also Benjamin Netanyahu, the Jew, and lick the boots of any Israeli. That's what he does. So this Nazi nonsense, or this is white supremacist, or conflating him to the Confederate flag. Hey, Goad, you can certainly conflate me to the Confederate flag, and my fourth great grandfather to the Confederate flag.
I'm Southern.
But the thing is, you can't conflate Donald Trump because his family wasn't even there, and I doubt yours were either. Goad, Jew, Joe Dirt.
Right,
so
back to the
back to oh no, that's very important right there, because
we're discussing the
because these guys are nothing but federal agents who are being called out time after time. They're getting called out time after time, and we can see it in real time. It's up on the video. These staged events where the only ones involved are these actors. And our friend Mary got hit in the face literally hit in the face. Now, I was assaulted numerous times at this, but like just little assaults, like some Secret Service agent giving me a little karate chop as he walks by, or somebody throwing a rock at my head and barely grazing my ear. But Mary, they actually connected with her, and Mary is a 55-year-old, and this is an area where I'm 42 and I'm on the older side of who's there. There are folks who are physical and working out and ready to assault another individual and catch them off guard. And that's what happened. And it was caught on video camera. And here's maybe the most important thing out of all of this stuff. The police saw it. The police were bringing the protesters in, because this is the most famous thing. When we're talking to you, probably everyone we've talked to has seen the video from the Donald Trump rally at the Richmond Coliseum, which is the struggle between the agent provocateurs that were pretending to be Donald Trump supporters and the agent provocateurs who are pretending to be anarchists and not government agents, which is what they are. So the struggle is there, and then actually a 55-year-old woman gets knocked in the face on camera. She doesn't strike another person. There's no struggle back and forth. It's a one-sided assault, seen by many, reported on the news, every single news channel in Richmond, Virginia, and some national and international media, proving that this woman was hit in the face. Guess what? She hasn't even gotten a call back from the ACLU.
Who was there?
And who filmed it while it happened. So, we know the ACLU completely staged. How many Secret Service men with news cameras did we see in there?
All of them.
Okay.
No, seriously, folks, there were people there that were actually protesting.
WTVR
and
News was there.
Yeah, Channel 6 News.
There were about 6 to 8, of the ABC, CBS, national news media. InfoWars was there.
I was there.
Okay,
Chris was there.
And then we had a lot of other. But I'm saying there was recognizable Richmond police officers wearing plain clothes, walking through in pairs with camera and somebody escorting the cameraman. And the same thing goes with Department of Homeland Security had a camera running through, filming everything. They had all the angles covered. And there were others filming from areas that we couldn't see either.
Yeah, I was on camera the whole time, and they tell me to turn my camera off.
So that was the interesting thing that started the whole issue that we had at this Donald Trump rally. But again, they may have been directing us outside because that's where they had planned. Nothing went on in the inside of that rally. They added the word "Making America Great Again for Everyone" is the new slogan. That was the only thing that came out of that, and I'm convinced that the only Donald Trump supporters are the most stupid or the most corrupt, just like Hillary Clinton supporters. They're just
all sham. So I don't vote. I don't care.
It's all a sham, and
they need to get out of my country is what they need to do.
They really do.
We need to evolve away from governments. We don't need the government anymore.
Right.
We don't need it. You people we'll vote, make it better. Has it ever fucking gotten better?
Hey,
and if Trump does get in, the agenda will still continue. It will not stop. It has not stopped. It will not stop until we put all of them in the ground.
Yeah.
Then it'll stop.
Yeah.
And until we get away from this need to have somebody tell us what to do. I went in the Army because I didn't want people telling me what to do. Okay? It's a joke, people. You see, you can't understand it. But anyway, we need to evolve away from governments because then a lot of this crap wouldn't happen. We don't need to vote every 4 years for a new dictator to tell us what to do.
Or how about this, Glenn? we comprehend what the word government means, which means mind control,
yeah.
and we all become self-governing. We have a self-government.
We evolve away from government and self-govern ourselves.
Because what we call government,
I try not to use government.
Is an artificial, two-dimensional construct of the people. Man creates the government, and the government cannot be over top or have authority or dominion over their creation, because God creates man, and I'm a man, and I can't ever have dominion over something that created me. It's just impossible. It's mathematically impossible. So it's mathematically impossible for a two-dimensional creation who uses these tricks, unlimited tricks of the devil, because if you want to say that government is the devil, just go ahead and do it, because it's the devil in the way that the devil is a lie, or the devil is deception, or the devil is the lower brain, the lower cortex.
Start wrapping it up.
And again, we can't be subject to our own creation, and there is no freedom in the United States. And the Donald Trump rally, we showed it, and we showed all the details and who and what and when and why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much, people. Watch the live feed. I explained it all while it was happening. Two people standing in there with me, that they were like, oh, we see what you mean. They started pulling the barricades in, bottlenecking the one, and closing us in, so we had nowhere to go if anything happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'm showing, and it's like, okay, and then they give a signal, and all the stuff starts.
That's a good point. My apologies for
okay, they gave like a signal, and all the stuff started, and I asked Chris, I said, Trump, I said, what time is it? I said, Trump must have hit the stage at this point to start all this stuff, to make it, oh, you hear that outside, people? You hear that outside,
people? So RT's live from the Festival Park, which is right outside the Richmond Coliseum, and inside, Donald Trump's just taking the stage, and outside, it looks like a riot, but it really is a staged event, but with nothing but crisis actors and other government agents.
And on that, we'll wrap it up tonight. We'll be doing more later after I get back from some personal business I have to do, and we'll be showing more and more about what happens around here, and it happens all the time.
And it happens other places.
And other places. It's not just Richmond, but Richmond is a beta test for Richmond the rest of the country.
Big
That's why it sucks so damn bad.
Yeah, Federal Reserve City.
Yeah, exactly. So, as always, stay tuned. I'm Glen Sutphin.
Yeah, I'm called Chris Dorsey.
And we will see you later.
All right, God bless. That was